Morning, everybody. I'll do a quick video this morning. It's been a week, 8 days since that baby be a week old on Sunday. That was great. Blessing, blessing, blessing. Maddie's doing good. Went and saw my parents. That was a better trip than I thought. Put the link in the chat before I forget. In case a friend would like to come say hey. Any friends. But yeah, I went and saw them. They cooperate. They cooperated. We got all their powers of attorneys done. Got everything straightened out. Signed up. It's tough, man. And you know, my whole life growing up, I watched people deal with this. You know, parents getting to the end of life, deal with all the legalities, make sure they have advanced directives, make sure. That was one of the that was one of the first things was, geez, being in the medical field, me and Kathy should have had them an advanced directive a long time ago. No, yeah, that's the way it goes, but they've got them now. And now we just try and keep them corralled. My parents are, my poor dad, he finally gets it. He finally gets it. There for about 6 months, man. He was giving my brother heck. He refused to stop driving. He refused to, doing the things he was doing. Till one day, I think the deal was, one day he went to drive his vintage GTO, and he couldn't remember the combination to the lock on the garage. And I think that deterred him. I think he was just like, after that, jeez, can't even open the garage lock. What am I doing? What am I doing? On that note, we're praying for him. We're praying for him. They're gonna. My mom, she's we got her to finally go for her appointments. She kept canceling them on my brother. That's frustrating. Make an appointment, next thing you know, they'd cancel it without you knowing. So my brother had to. He's got medical power of attorney, so he had to just call anybody they're gonna go see and go, look. She doesn't make the appointments and she doesn't break them. Yeah, my dad was supposed to have had an MRI over a year ago, and they canceled. They canceled. He's got, he's got frontal lobe dementia, and they didn't have a baseline, nothing. 2.5 years ago, I started all this going, we got to get this done. Oh, yeah, we will. Everybody, my brother, mom, everybody says they will. Nobody did anything. So we'll hear the results of that MRI probably next week and see how his brain has progressed. But pray for him. It's tough. My plight is getting better. I found me a Chinese acupuncturist. I don't know if, yeah, I'd been last time I did a video, and I've been 4 other times now. It's helping. I can't lie to you, man. Wow. It really is. It's really a blessing, because I had no idea. I had no idea how good it was. It can be. I did acupuncture 6 months, a year after I broke my back, and we I went a dozen times or more. Didn't get any results like I'm getting now. Wow, man, they put them all in my face, my head, all in my belly, up and down my back. It is helping. Took Alex for the first time yesterday. She said, "All good," but the lady I did acupuncture with in Abilene, I remember now. She put some in your hands right here, right in your feet. She'd do some on my back, but never once did she do like these people. Man, there's places right here in your face, all these little junctions. Man, put 5 or 6 needles in there and you can feel it when they're putting it in, breaking through the crud. Miss Helen, my acupuncturist, she said, so much calcium block. I'm not breaking bone. That's calcium. And I believe you. I didn't think you were breaking bone, but it did sound crunchy, man, going in my face. Oh, that was crazy. Is there a dog out there? Seven, come here. I gotta get a dog. Hang on. Come on, Seven. Come on. There, baby. Come on, there, baby. Sorry, guys. Outside. But it's funny talking to her, and you know, this is the way life goes. My whole life, and I knew it was more for recovery from injury, inflammation, and stuff. But I always ice. I'd always iced everything. And I go see Miss Helen and tell her, I put ice on that. Oh no, 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 no more. Don't no ice, no ice, no more ice. Okay, fair enough. She said, no, you want it warm, heating bad, things like that. You don't want no ice. And I was like, man, it sure does feel better when it's numbed up and iced. Yeah, of course it does. And then I told her, I said, well, I've got my steam tent. I have this tent, single person steamer. And start steaming. Oh no, don't sweat. Too much, too much. You dilute your blood when you sweat. No sweat too much. Get warm and stop. I was like, well, geez. Everything I've ever heard, you're supposed to sweat stuff out, detox and all that. She's like, oh, no, don't do that. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, this is the first time I've really gotten any relief. My biggest problem left is this shoulder, man. Boy, those last seizures messed this shoulder up. But he's working on it, and it's getting there. My back is 40% better. Like I said, from where I was with pain, if I could get 30-40% relief, I'd be happy. I'd be able to function. I can take some pain. Yeah, that's not the problem. It's just a constant. You can't hardly move. Oh, and I got some new vape pens yesterday from my believe it or not, my body guy that's doing my truck. And man, I'm gonna kick Cole's butt. My dude, I get regular stuff from him. He was selling me the freaking 0.5 milligram ones for $40. This is a 2.5 for $50. I'm gonna kick his butt, man, ripping me off like that. That's bullshit. But also, it's a sativa. It's not a stupid indica. Where I sit there going, I don't want to get the munchies, man. I don't wanna. Oh, I had a weird dream. I was cleaning out the loft, where Alan lives or lived, and I look up and he's standing there, and he's like, "Can't believe you're throwing my stuff away." And I look up. What do you mean you can't believe I'm throwing your stuff away? What do you want me to do with it? Treasure it? Yeah, the junk he left up there. I still haven't cleaned it out. I don't want to mess with it. It's a mess. It's nasty. Nasty. Saw an encouraging video yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched the comedian Jim Brewer, but he had the conspiracy music guru on, Alex Williams, that does all the great flat earth songs, NASA songs, satellite songs, all that stuff. And it was pretty funny. Jim Brewer's telling him, he's all, "Man, when I first saw you, I was like, this is my guy. This is what I've been looking for. I got to find out who this guy is." He says, he said as soon as he heard his music, he's like, "We're doing a tour. We're going to go Europe. We're going to go America. We're going to do a tour. This guy's going to be with me." And Alex goes, "I appreciate that and all." He says, "But I don't have a band. It's just me. I'm in a studio. I have a piano, harmonica, drums, bass, guitar." He says, "I do it all. I mix it all. I do all my videos." He says, "I don't have a band." He says, "I can't go on tour." He says, "I don't have a band." And Jim Burr's like, he starts laughing. He goes, "Don't worry about it." And he's like, "Well, you just don't understand how much work goes into, you know, learning those songs and all that. And will they learn them right the way I want them?" And Jim Burr goes, "Eh." He goes, "I got it covered." And he's like, "How could you have it covered?" He goes, "I was at a party like 2 weeks ago, and there's a friend of mine that's in the record industry. And I said, hey, what if we had a guy? Could we get his music down and do a concert within a week or a month?" He says, the guy tells him, "Bud," he said, "if you've got a set list, let us have it. We'll learn it in 24 hours. And he's like, 24 hours? He's, "Yeah, give us a set list," because they're professional music. That's what they do. They're session musicians. They said, "We get calls all the time." He says, "Hey, man, guitar players down in Motley Crue, for tonight, can you fill us in?" "Yeah, boosh, we fly somebody out." They know, that's what professionals do. And the dude, Alex, is like, "Really?" He's all, "Don't worry about it. We'll have you a band together. They'll be so tight. Every one of your songs now, you send a set list. They'll have them. They'll learn them. And we'll make this happen." He says, "Jim, don't worry about it. We'll get it done." And then he drops a big one on him. He goes, "Yeah." He says, "But the U.S., think about this. This is what's so stupid." He says, "Yeah, but the U.S. won't let me travel there because I'm not jabbed. I don't have the jab. So they won't let me travel there." And the look on Brewer's face, man, he was like, "What? What?" He's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. We'll figure it out." Well, I saw yesterday on the news the Offspring, the band The Offspring, been together 20 plus years. They fired their drummer of 20 plus years because he wouldn't get the jab so they could do a European tour. So they just go, what's best for us? Yeah, you're out. You're out. We'll find a drummer that's vaccinated and go take our tour. And I lost a lot of respect for them. I like that band, but I lost a lot of respect for them. Their lead singer, Dexter, and stuff, he's got a PhD in microbiology, and it's obvious he's indoctrinated to the gills. How do you fire your drummer? You're how do you fire him? Because he won't get a jab. You have no respect for people. That's just crazy. Holy shit! Who dropped my computer? Big old crack on that. But yeah, the whole insanity of jab and what's coming out in the Twitter files. Head of the CDC got cut out from the whole process immediately. Where's that? Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all saw that, but all we heard every day was, and the CDC numbers, the CDC recommendations, the CD. Well, the head of the CDC, if it had been up to him, was not recommending any of that. No. And you found that out now. All you heard was, we're following CDC guidelines. No, you're not, because if the head of the CDC was being able to make the decisions, he wouldn't have done this. That's pretty crazy, man. The whole time I was mad at CDC. Man, that's bull. These guys, they're just carrying water. They're just, perpetrating the propaganda. But turns out, top guy didn't want to. And the top guy didn't even realize he was being cut out of the loop for months. Yeah, he's trying to do his job. And behind the scenes, they're doing everything else, and then just handing him stuff going, here's what you're going to say. Here's what we're going to do. What? Crazy. I'd always known that our leaders were less than ethical. And that's a bad sign of programming. At my generation, we were programmed. I've said it before, the joke. There's all the jokes about the crooked politician, the pedophile priest, the drunks. There's all those jokes that everybody just the preacher, that's having an affair. It's just wow. We've always had those jokes, and we did it as a society to, I guess, dismiss all that instead of going, it's not a joke. Crooked politician, that's not a joke. That's our money. That's our future. He's dealing with, no, we don't joke about that. We got to stop it. Never did it. We just had the propaganda. Same thing with the priest. You got a what? He did what? Oh, no. He gets prosecuted. He's going to jail. He's not going to move to another state and another church. No, we don't do that. We're not going to have a joke about that. It's not going to happen. Not so. We just kept making up jokes instead of fixing problems. Pretty scary, man. Pretty scary. What's going to happen? The Biden. It's just amazing how you see the man stand up there and go, we're experiencing one of the greatest economic growths in American history. We're winning, guys. Did y'all know we're doing great? Shut up, Joe. God, that's embarrassing. Did y'all see France? France is freaking burning. It's burning. You don't see nothing on the news about it. Nothing. You see nothing on the news. That's funny. Russell Brand, the way he's doing his media blitz. At least he's being honest and calling out both sides. And what do you do? Thank God. So, but it's like with congressional hearings now, like they've always been. You can shine light on the guiltiest of the guilty. They'll do a congressional report. They'll do recommendations, and nothing happens. Nothing happens to these people. Nothing. They know. They're not going to get in any trouble. Some lower level people, maybe some staffers, but yeah, not anybody with any pull. Pretty sad when you really think about it. That they can just, wow, they can lie, they can cheat, They can steal. They can falsify documents. They can falsify records. They can destroy evidence. They can everything we can't do. If we did any of that, if we were being looked at for mowing onto our neighbor's yard, I guarantee you they'd have the forensics team out and they'd figure out whose grass cuttings were on this side and who were on that side, and they'd arrest me and take me to jail. But when you have all the evidence handed to you for the criminals, they look around and go, they made some bad decisions, but we'll write a report and we'll give some recommendations on what we should do to keep that from happening again. That's what I love. They had Christopher Wray on there on one of the hearings, and in his own words, his response letter to the Russia hoax and all the other stuff was, we appreciate the report and the constructive criticism in it. What? You guys broke so many federal laws. You completely changed the process. You did everything you could to falsify a case against the sitting president. And this guy says, hey, thanks for the constructive criticism. We'll think about that. And then when they ask him about it, he's like, oh, well, we've implemented several things, Well, who got fired? Nobody. Who got reprimanded? Nobody. Is done. Why? Nobody knows why. Because they can. My best guess is they do it because that's what you do. I mean, as a politician, that's what you do. I wish there'd be an honest broker. There's a few times, these newer congressmen will spew a little bit of, hey, when I got elected, I thought we were doing this, but I come up here and I find out we're not. Those are few and far between. Somebody come up there and just tell us, I met with X, Y, and Z, and those sons of bitches threaten me. They threaten me with my seat if I don't do what they say. I want to hear it. Let's see it. Come on, guys. Surely somebody's got that story. But we got to do something going forward. I mean, it's just they've been doing this to us for so long, and it's funny reading the Twitter files and stuff. You see a tweet or a email there from the FBI saying, hey, these accounts, they need to come down. They're possible Russian bots. You find out it's just regular people, and you see comments down there going, yeah, but what about Trump? Right here is the evidence. The FBI, all of these intel agencies were spying on us, censoring us, shutting down freedom of speech. And all you people can comment is, oh, what about Trump? What about this? He paid off a hooker. What I think is funny is the way all the politicians are admitting hush money's been paid forever. We've always paid people off to shut up. And NDAs used to be a lot stronger. Heck, these days an NDA only means just until you get a good book deal or a movie deal. Then you'll break that agreement. Then you'll do it. But we've been so lied to, so manipulated, so just duped. My parents, their generation, they were scared to death of the war. My dad was about to be called up to Vietnam, and my mom got pregnant with me, and he got deferred sent him to the back of the line. He never had to go, but he was going to go. How different would my life have been if my dad had had to go into Vietnam? Who knows, right? But he didn't. He was gonna go. He wasn't hiding from it, like a bunch of our politicians that want war, but avoided it in their lifetime. But this war stuff, man, wow. I don't, with the advent of all the technology now, you think back to the past. Oh my God. How much crazy shit was our government doing in other countries that we didn't even know about? I didn't have any idea. Years later, when it come out, it's like, what? What are we doing? Oh my God. But I guess the military-industrial complex got a little upset with Big Pharma being able to make their billions the way they did. And the war was ramping down. Trump had got us settled down in all these wars. No shooting for a little bit. And I guess they were getting upset. I guess they saw Big Pharma running roughshod over everything, forcing all this free healthcare on us. You always got to wonder, look at something that's free. A little bit of a, whoa, how come it's free? What's going on? Why would it be free? As you and I know as taxpayers, it ain't free. Ain't nothing free about it. We pay for it. And then lives are being lost. That's what I don't understand. Is the lives that are being lost just because of that one thing. And they're refusing to look at it and acknowledge it. They're just, wow. What are you supposed to do with that? What do you do when your own government's gone? Okay, keep it going. You see, the Supreme Court said, no, you can't make people take the jab. You look back at what all they did starting in 2020 with lockdowns and masks and everything, and the militants of the left about the mask. You see people telling their stories. I have the same stories. You go into a grocery store and how many people are screaming at you, put a mask on. What's wrong with you? People from the store following around, sir, excuse me, we have masks if you need one. I don't need one, thank you. You hear all the stories, people being, harassed, thrown out of stores, not allowed in. We were treated pretty shitty right early on in Abilene. Almost got arrested because I went down to do registration on my truck, and you go in the registration building and there's a table sitting there in the hallway and there's a sheriff's deputy. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, just because of the pandemic, we're on lockdown. I was like, that's dumb. What am I supposed to do with my registration? Oh, they're giving you an extra, month since this happened. I'm like, okay. So I turn around and walk off, and he goes, hang on. You got to sign this paper. I need to see your ID. We have to take your temperature. I was like, no, you don't. I'm not doing that. I started walking off. He's, no, you have to stop. Hold on. Sir, you stop or you'll be arrested. I was like, arrested for what? You can't arrest me for anything. I didn't do nothing. Hold on. He calls down his boss. I have to stand there and wait. And this guy comes down. What's going on? I said, I walked in not realizing y'all done this crazy shit. And now I'm going home. End of story. The guy's, he walked in. He won't sign the papers. He won't let me take his temperature. And I said, thank y'all. I'm leaving. And, the undersecretary sheriff says, go on. I mean, it was boom, right off. And this is in West Texas. And I said, dude, are you going to be one of those people that's willing to arrest your fellow citizens over something like this? You're the problem. Whoa. He's one of those rednecks that'll freaking take you down, take grandma down and arrest her ass because she ain't wearing her mask. That was crazy. But a lot of people got those same stories, man. It was everywhere. And you think about it, they've got so many people programmed. What would it take them to send out a message to all the mask wearers going, you've been deputized. Anybody you see not wearing masks, text this number and a team will come take care of it. How many of those people would be like, hell yeah, be texting all day? Caught people right and left. I got them. I'm saving lives. How's the thing that gets me? And the CDC director said it in his testimony. He says they tried to tell us that this was transferred in a wet market from a bat to a human. And he said, we've never seen that. We've never seen that pass back and forth. He says it's the transmission of novel viruses in nature. Don't act that way. This was just way too virulent, way too active. And he knew it was manufactured. But that's our government. They told him, yeah, we're gonna need to move your desk, Milton. You know I'm talking about Office Space, the movie. Yeah, we're gonna have to move you. Well, you've already moved my desk twice. I'm the CDC director. Well, why you keep moving my desk? Yeah, about your TPS reports. Gonna need those. Kind of weird, but hey, that's where we got ourselves. We got nobody to blame but us. For my friends in South Africa, Australia, and foreign countries like Tennessee, and there's a bug flying by my head, sorry. Foreign countries like Tennessee and all that. I'm praying for you. It's tough out there. It's tough. They sure don't like Christians, and they sure don't like freedom, and they dang sure don't like the truth. Whoa, that truth is like kryptonite. You watch those congressional hearings, and every one of those government officials will not answer a question straight. They just will not say yes or no. They won't say it. It's always, well, you see, it's a departmental process that in the interim of an ongoing inquiry, there are many processes in which many people have input. Who did it? Who gave the order? Well, in the process of evaluating, most of them, you just close your eyes and you can see your 5-year-old, with the cookie crumbs all over their face going, I walked by, the cookie jar was open. I don't know who did it. I walked by and I smelt the crumbs. I saw crumbs. I knew something had happened, but in the evaluation process, I didn't feel like, there was any, cause for alarm at that time. And, you walked in and, here we are. So you and I are seeing the same thing. I don't know who did it. But dude, it's obvious you did it. Now, well, there's really no evidence. We have evidence that the cat did it. And we'll prove that. Upcoming documents that I'll be releasing to the household. Proving 3 years later, he's going into junior high, and they're like, did you ever get that report we asked you about 3 years ago? Yes, and my team's working on it. We're going to get you that information. Everything that we can possibly get you under the law. Everything. I love when they say that. I will get back to you with that, and I'm going to get you everything that we can possibly get you under the law. Crazy, 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 crazy. Let's see. Have I rambled on enough? What else? The new grandbaby is doing great. Emma Sue. Got to FaceTime with them yesterday for a little bit. And Adeline Louise is doing well as a big sister. She's I've gotten several good pictures of my newest one is Addie Holnema. That's so beautiful. Man, I'd never thought in my lifetime, man, that I'd be this lucky and have beautiful granddaughters like that. That is just amazing. What a blessing. What a blessing. Well, I've been at it a little over 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody. Just ask, pray, pray. Discernment, good vibrations. Love y'all. Take care, guys.